Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now today we have some more exciting news about the Snyderverse, and it has come directly from HBOMAX themselves. With HBOMAX releasing in Europe later this month, they had a 30-minute live promotional video that explained to European potential customers what their service was about and what they offer. So in this video, I'll be explaining why that promotional video is another piece of the road to the Snyderverse. So in HBO Max's promotional video, there was a 45-second clip where they focused on the superhero IP that they have. Batman v Superman and the Snyder Cut were both mentioned, but there was an interesting use of words when describing the Snyder Cut, which I will share with you now.
A treasure trove of superhero movies, series, and animation. With something for fans of all ages. It's all your favorite characters, finally, in one place.
That's crazy, right?
We've got the most iconic movies coming to the platform in the months ahead, including Joker and Batman vs. Superman.
God versus man. Day versus night.
As well as the global phenomenon that is Zack Snyder's Justice League.
I have a second chance. I am not gonna waste it.
So the commentary you hear in that video is from the president of Warner Media, Priya Dogra. I really apologise if I butchered her name. As you know, if you've been here on the channel before, I'm not very good with names. Anyway, so she mentioned Batman v Superman and Zack Snyder's Justice League. But what is so interesting is how she describes the Snyder Cut, the global phenomenon that is Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, this is a marketing tactic to try and get more attention to their streaming service. But why it is so interesting to me is that they recognise the popularity this film has. She could have simply said Batman v Superman and Zack Snyder's Justice League, but using the term global phenomenon is really positive towards the Snyderverse. If the president of Warner Media can see the impact and popularity of Snyder's DC films, then that gives us even more hope. The Warner Media president also said that there are plenty of new Max originals from DC to come. Now, this is in relation to the Peacemaker show and Blue Beetle movie and others that have been announced. But it could also mean a Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3 on HBO Max, greenlit by Warner Max, who, as we know, have been reactivated. Those comments from the Warner Media president are promising and is adding more fuel to the fire. Purely because of her comments today, as of this video, hashtag Restore the Snyderverse is trending at around 19,000 tweets. That is without a planned event, just from a 45-second clip where she mentioned the Snyder Cut as a global phenomenon. That is the power of demand. And what is interesting is that a Peacemaker clip was released on the same day. But as you can see, the discussion for that is smaller than our hashtag. Now, that is no dig at the Peacemaker series. It is just to show that an actual scene from a soon-to-be-released DC series is trending less than Restore the Snyderverse, which doesn't have a clip, it doesn't even have a confirmed release. As of yet, it doesn't even exist. But it is trending more than a show that had an official clip released and was greenlit before the Suicide Squad even came out. My point is that the Snyderverse has and always will be in demand. And because of the characters that are being used in the Snyderverse, I think it will always have a greater demand than DC projects that have been greenlit, like Peacemaker. Yet again, that is with no disrespect towards Peacemaker. It is just a fact. People are more interested in characters like Batman and Superman than Peacemaker. There was also another clip that was promoting HBO Max with some of their biggest shows and movies being a part of it, and the Snyder Cut was included. But it was alongside Game of Thrones and Harry Potter. That emphasises the fact that they know that the Snyder Cut was a success. If it wasn't, then they wouldn't have put it in their promotional video. The whole idea of that video is to try and catch people's eye with content they have available, so they put their most popular shows and films in the video to bring people in. That is all the evidence we need to prove that the Snyder Cut was a financial success to HBO Max. There is some more interesting news too that goes towards the Snyderverse, and it comes from Daniel RPK, a very trustworthy source. He says that Joe Manganiello is in talks to return to his role as Deathstroke in an upcoming DC project. Now that on its own is exciting, but not only that, Ben Affleck in an interview recently talked about how playing Batman in The Flash was really fun. He states, "It was a really nice way to revisit that, as the prior experience had been difficult." The article goes on to talk about how his difficulties were with Joss Whedon's reshoots, which is no surprise. But these two pieces of information have really got me thinking. A couple of months ago, there were rumours that the Batman vs Deathstroke series or film was up to whether Ben Affleck wanted to do it. What if he made his decision after the Flash filming had ended and he had decided he wants to return? That could be why we are now getting reports that Deathstroke may be coming back. If that is the case, then that means we will be seeing a Batman vs Deathstroke film or series in the near future. Not only that, but that means the Snyder Cut is canon, as the end credits sets up the Batman vs Deathstroke film. So Snyderverse news seems to be getting better and better. Let's just keep an eye out and an open mind. Also, I've seen many comments either on my Instagram or my YouTube channel claiming that having the trending event on the same day as DC Fandom, which is October 16th, is toxic and disrespectful towards the other films and shows that will be on display at DC Fandom, and we are trying to boycott the show. Now, if you know me, you know that I would be the last person to boycott DC Fandom and these movies and shows. I constantly talk about how we should not be boycotting the company because that is not fair on the filmmakers of those movies. And it goes for this trending event too. It's not about destroying or boycotting the other DC films. It's about seeing the Snyderverse released alongside it, so no one misses out. The Snyderverse is a DC property. It has DC characters and is telling a DC story. DC Fandom is about promoting their DC properties. All we are doing is making them realise how popular one of their DC properties are. We're trying to show them how much money they can make if they bring the Snyderverse back, and how it wouldn't be to replace the current DC film slate, but to add to it. That is our goal. There will be people who throw abuse at others. That happens in every single way of life. It's not just Snyderverse fans. I have seen first-hand toxic people in every fandom, and the truth is, people tend to recognise and hold on to the negatives, not the positives. There could be 10 tweets about restoring the Snyderverse. 9 could be positive and 1 could be negative, and they will focus on that one negative tweet. The toxic part of the fandom, I promise you, are a vocal minority. Not only that, but the majority of us do not support what they do. So please remember, we are doing this because we want to see the Snyderverse restored alongside the DC film slate, not replacing it. There will be some that are not interested in those other films, and that is okay. But people like me would like to see both, the Snyderverse and the current DC film slate. Anyway, I thought I should just address those comments regarding the trending event. Every week, there is more and more evidence that goes towards the Snyderverse being restored, and all we need to do is be patient and positive. But that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. I hope to see you here again soon, so until then, have a great day. Bye!